What's going on, guys? So this is day 34 of the squat every day, and we're gonna start out just a little bit of warm-ups, but kind of quick. Today was not a day that I really felt like training, just in general. Fridays usually are also time to train because it's going into the weekend, and my client workload was done. So, I actually even felt pretty good in terms of soreness, but man, I was just tired. It was nice out, and I don't know, excuses were rolling. But anyways, I wanted to share that because I know sometimes people think that it's easy for everyone to get to the gym, or if you don't feel like going, you don't have to. And while I understand that, there's times when you got to take time off or just take that rest day. Most people who are going after their goals have to understand it's not going to be easy every day. There's probably going to be just as many days where you're kind of on the fence as you are like you want to love to just go. And I love training, but there's, you got to get in the routine. So today was definitely one of those days. I took a little bit more time here warming up. Really, obviously the body was feeling okay. I mean, my hip flexors felt a little tight, but it was really just to kind of get my mind going, and just kind of warm myself up to the idea that I'm going to get underneath the bar today, because I could just tell I was just a little mentally slow. I was kind of already checking out for whatever circumstances. So today the goal was to lift a heavy front squat. I was hoping to beat some earlier numbers in the week, and it felt pretty good until I got up to about that high 80%, and things were just not feeling great. So I actually ended up calling an audible and ended up doing 10 singles instead of one single at above 90%. I just did 10 singles at 90%. And, the first one or two reps, and this is kind of like with any type of workout, the first one or two reps when you're doing stuff like that, it can be challenging mentally. You're just kind of going through the motions, you're just kind of in it, but then you just kind of hit that second gear and you kind of settle in, and that's what happened today. So I was pretty happy with how things turned out today. This is just the empty bar here. I started in my flats here, just kind of getting going here. But like I said earlier, the hip flexors and hips were kind of stiff today, and that's why I had to take a little bit of a warm-up. But was feeling pretty good here, just kind of getting that going. And typically when I will do my empty warm-up, what I've really been trying to do is building a lot more volume into the lighter rep sets or lighter weight sets. So empty bar, 135, 185, which we'll do today, pounds. So that just kind of getting in, greasing the groove, getting more reps and more reps in. And then that way I can just kind of build up to the heavy weights, heavier weights for me. So definitely was feeling a little stiff. And what I've been noticing too is I have to just be a little better at getting my bounce. Now that I'm in the second month here, I have noticed that I need to be a little more diligent to try and really catch that bounce, hit that speed on the way down. I think it's a byproduct of maybe being a little sore, and I wasn't wanting to bend the knees too much to get low, but now I'm just kind of getting that. So I'm really working on that and hitting the beginning here and in these warm-up sets. Just feeling a little bouncy, feeling a little springy. So now we're kind of climbing up pretty quickly. Rest periods during this was pretty fast. I would say maybe like 45 to 60 seconds until I started getting above like 100 kilo. So just getting there. So the training week itself definitely had some good sessions. This was the first time in, I guess, the past couple weeks where I was able to hit some pretty heavy numbers in my actual classic lifts. So my best jerk from blocks was 345 pounds, or with about 157 kilo, I believe. Could be wrong, but I think it is that right. 156 kilo, and I hit 340, so 154 kilo on that. So that was Monday. And then earlier the week, like on Wednesday, I ended up hitting 125 clean 130 clean, 125 clean, 130 clean, and then a couple at 120. So it was pretty good. I was hoping to get up to 135, and my legs at that point, after the volume from Monday, Tuesday, just didn't have it. But I was pretty happy with it. So the numbers are starting to come back a little bit, which is nice to see, the consistent kind of 130 cleans, for a couple singles in a session. The snatch is still something, my best snatch is like 122 kilo, so like 268. Before this started, I hit, let's see what I hit. I hit 255, so about 116 kilo. And I haven't really been able to hit over, 105, 110. But anyway, so this is the first. After 310, I went to 315s, 143. And I hit that, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I got a little heavier in me today. I'm just going to stick here. And I told myself I'm just going to do 5 singles. So I said, okay, my rest period's pretty quick here. That's probably about a minute rest period. So almost every minute out of the minute. And I got to 3, and I started feeling a little better. So I started just saying, you know what? I'm going to do 8. And after this 4th one, when I was like, okay, I'm halfway done, I'm a sucker for numbers, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get 10. So I ended up doing today 10 sets of 1 rep, about every 60 to 90 seconds. I got caught talking a little bit here and there, but just really trying to get it going there. Some things I've really been working on is getting my tension. So getting my tension before I leave the rack, a nice quick walkout, that 3-step approach, and then just trying to keep my hips under me. I always have a tendency to let my hips shoot back, and then my mid-back and thoracic kind of caves out on there. So just really working on developing that strength, developing that positional awareness. So these moved pretty well. I was happy with this. I mean, this was a heavy single. I hit 320 and 325 earlier in the week for a heavy single. So I'm happy to see this. I think my best was 8x2 at 3 or 140 kilos, so 308 for like a volume set in a prep cycle. So slowly getting back to that. So that's good to see. I'm also cutting right now. About week 8 of a cut. I've lost about 8 pounds since I started. So it's good to see that the strength's still there. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with today, and ended it well. And then I just finished this up with some rows and some power snatches, and that was about it. So make sure you guys stay tuned.